Welcome back to Becoming an Influencer, the podcast hosted by Amanda Jewell, where I sit down with influential students, professors, professionals, and even my friends about what it takes to be successful and their journey of becoming an influencer. So today I have my second guest, one of my closest friends, but more importantly, a successful influencer and a fitness fanatic, Madison Hildreth.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm pumped to have you. So I have a few questions to start us off, but I always like to start the podcast by saying 3 things that you're grateful for today.
I'm grateful for people like you and Cam. So thankful for good friends. I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for good health right now.
Oh yeah, that's very important. Love those. I'm thankful for you and you being here. I'm super pumped to talk about everything today. But also I am thankful for TikTok and YouTube. They're just super prevalent right now because you guys, we have 2 live streams going, a podcast recording, a YouTube video recording, and a big ring light in our face.
And pictures for Instagram too.
Oh, and Cameron is taking pictures of us right now. So
yes, it's also great for everyone that's on all of those platforms that make it possible for everyone to influencers to do what they do.
It is. Okay, wait. So Madison, you just graduated.
Yes, I did.
How does it feel?
Honestly, it doesn't even feel like I graduated because I'm going to be honest, I missed my graduation because it was online, and I was driving into Austin to celebrate, and I'm sitting there working on an Excel sheet, kind of working on all my fitness stuff, and completely missed the entire graduation. But I was able to watch it back on YouTube, so I saw it, just not live.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're living in a world where seniors are having to graduate online, but also just virtually, like not even, do you get to walk ever?
They said we're supposed to in like 2021 or something, but they pushed it back once again. So I'm not
We'll
I'm not
be
really
sharing
sure.
the stage.
Yeah, we will. But I'm not sure if it'll happen. I mean, honestly, like, I'm just glad I was able to share it with all my friends, even though it was virtual.
Yeah,
But
totally.
it's still exciting, and I'm done. I don't ever have to do school again.
I think that's probably, you're one of the main people to look forward to that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get to do, like, school for personal training when I start becoming a personal trainer. So I'm excited for that kind of school, but I'm glad to be done with, like, math class. Ew. Accounting. Ew.
Oh my gosh. Well, nice segue. So you are going to become a fitness trainer?
Yes, I am. I'm going to start that in June so that I can work on that until I start my full-time job in August.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah. And then once I do that, I'll just be training people on the side, but get a good foundation going.
Yeah. Well, so introduce yourself as to like everything that you do and yeah.
So obviously, like I just said, I just graduated, hook 'em horns, and right now I'm working on becoming a personal trainer. I've started my fitness brand a while back, and I'm currently just making a bunch of workout videos and healthy eating recipes. I have a few people that I work with. I'm not really taking clients per se right now. Like everything I'm doing is completely complimentary. So if people like have questions about things, if they want me to work with them, help them get on some kind of meal guide. I'm making 2 meal plans right now. One's for a guy, one's for a girl who are both looking to lose fat and then also like maintain their weight, but just lose that like stubborn fat basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that and then just kind of helping people in different areas. But eventually my goal is to become a full-on fitness trainer.
What do you feel like college taught you about what you're wanting to do with fitness, but mainly like influencing because you need to use your platforms in order to sell your fitness, right?
College definitely taught me a lot, but I'd say one of the biggest things is how to balance everything because there was so much going on at one time where I'd be having to do school, but then I'd also be working a part-time job, and then I was also doing my influencing stuff, building my brand on the side, and then also trying to find time to, go to 6th Street and socialize with my friends. So it definitely taught me how to balance everything and then survive on little sleep. But then, most importantly, it taught me what I'm really focused on and what matters the most to me, which is helping people and helping them accomplish their goals when it comes to health and fitness.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm excited for where you're going to take that. So where can they find all of you online?
So my Instagram is Mad's Rae Fit, MADSRAEFIT. And my main Instagram is just Madison_Hildreth. And then TikTok is Madison Rae Hildreth. And then I'm bringing back my YouTube, which is going to be Mad's Rae Fit as well. So check that out.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You know I love a good YouTube video.
Oh, yeah.
So, Well, okay, so we talked about TikTok a little bit. Let me just geek out for fun real quick. I didn't know what TikTok was, and then Madison made me film like one with her as a joke in the Mini Cooper because we worked at Red Bull. That's also a conversation for later in the podcast. But we filmed one as a joke, and then I think I just wanted to download it, and now I'm kind of addicted alongside Madison. So
Yeah, but you also grew your TikTok so quickly. That's why I'm thankful for the videos that you've posted about growth. Like Amanda taught
Thanks.
me so much, and I had it probably like a year before Amanda got it, and she just grew exponentially so quickly because of everything that she learned.
Thank you. Well, let me tell you guys a little about what may have helped you. I don't know. Actually, you tell me what helped you.
And then we'll talk about what helped you, because I feel like you took a totally different path. But
Yeah.
basically what I was doing was, at first I was just posting dance videos because I'm not a dancer, but every time I'd get a dance, I'd be like, heck yeah, like I rock. And then after I started doing that, I finally found like my little niche, and that was health and fitness. And I was like, why not bring it here? Like I was doing a YouTube every now and then, not really consistent. But then once I started making workout videos on TikTok, that's when I completely just fell in love with it. And I realized that people were giving positive feedback and it was helping them. So I decided that I might as well take my passion to TikTok and start growing from there. And then, I think last week it was like in 2 days, I gained like 2,000 followers just from videos.
Yeah, so I think a big tip that is an underlying theme there is a niche audience, right?
100%.
Yeah, I feel like if you're focusing on just, for example, like fitness or fashion, those are very niche things that you can stick to. So you can grow. I feel like you can grow quicker if you stick to an actual niche. But I don't know. You guys, I'm out there throwing it all out. So don't worry, no niche content here. But so do you think there were any other things that helped you spike your TikTok growth?
I would say being positive just online, and I've seen a lot of people like duet videos to make fun of them, and yes, sometimes they go viral, but I feel like it's going viral for the wrong things. But then for the people that are positive and uplifting and motivational and just posting positive and also realistic things, that's what people like to see. People don't like to see all the negativity or the here's what I eat in a day and it's like a rice cake and an apple. Like people want the truth. Like not everyone always eats healthy 24/7. They want to see the real stuff, and that's what people like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a different way that I would take it. See, I'm over here like post every single day, post 1 to 3 times a day, comment back to people, go comment on other people's posts. Madison's like, be a good person.
Commenting's good too, but I feel like it just has to be genuine.
Okay. But this is good to know. I'm learning stuff.
But what did you do to grow? Because you also had a different tactic.
Yeah. So all those things I just said, I implemented. You can duet. If you duet big TikToks, then sometimes you can go viral on those. And then in your case, did you do a big TikTok or did you?
Yes, it was a girl who just grew a bunch.
Okay, got you. And then what else did I do? I would use trending sounds, which is good sometimes, but then I also learned use those in moderation and then to create original audio and to try to have like a longer story, because the longer time that people are watching you, then TikTok promotes your video more. When did you start influencing and what did you do? Like, how did you make content?
So I started my sophomore year of college, so a little over 2 years ago, kind of at the beginning. And originally, the first company that I ever worked with was Victoria's Secret Pink, and they reached out to me to be like a campus stylist. And I had never created content for a company before, and I was taking pictures on my phone. And it was terrible lighting. Like the content, I look back on it, and it just makes me cringe because it was just not good. And I feel so bad that they probably like thought I was going to come up with these great styles and all these great pictures, and they just were not good. But then I bought a camera, and I really took it to the next level, and then I was able to work with Labrada Nutrition. They're out of Houston, Texas, and that was an incredible opportunity because it was in my niche of fitness and nutrition. So
going back to that, you said that you weren't creating high quality content, but yet a company like Victoria's Secret Pink that has a bunch of credibility and whatever, like they're a really big brand, like to reach out to you, like how many followers did you have? Like what was it, do you think that?
At the time, I probably had, I think it was like 6K, 7K on Instagram, so not like a ton. But I
Yeah, but a
also
lot.
was still like a college student, and they were looking for someone to really, because they had just come out with like their college line of clothing, so they needed people at different campuses to kind of post about it. And I guess I was just the person that they happened to reach out to, and then I went through the whole process and stuff. But like it definitely was fun, and I also like was consistent with my posts. Like if they said post twice a month, I'd make sure I posted twice a month.
Yeah.
So I followed everything, but the content that I submitted to them, like of the clothing, it was just kind of weak.
That's awesome, though. And that's what I hope someone listening knows, that if they want to get started, like
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, you just start somewhere, and you can still work with brands no matter how small you are, and even if you don't have the best quality of content like at the moment. So I think that's a really awesome story, Madison.
Thank you.
Yeah. And speaking of student ambassadors, we've got a few under our belt. Like we do. So for those of you that didn't know, we are Boohoo You ambassadors. So the clothing brand Boohoo basically sends us a voucher every month of a certain amount of money that we get to spend on clothes in exchange for posts on social media. And I just obsess over the fact that this exists.
Oh my gosh, me too. Because everything I wear is Boohoo, and even before they reached out, like I was ordering all of their stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so cool. And if you want to use code BoohooU, this is not sponsored at all. Like this is just what we do for them. And I think that it's a really awesome opportunity. If you are a college student listening to this, definitely look into what student ambassadorships exist. And if there's a clothing brand that you really like, email their PR team, because I didn't know they had this. Like I was emailing them to do a collaboration video on YouTube, and they were like, oh, well, actually, what if like you're just a student ambassador and like, oh, your friend Madison? Cool. Sounds good. So
yeah, it's incredible, especially because you save so much money. And I know going through college, like you are tight on money, especially with all the spending on food and going out and all that stuff. So it really helps to be able to work with different brands and be able to get products in exchange for posts.
Yeah, exactly. And as an advertising major, I always like to throw in like, this is money that brands would be spending on advertisements anyway. So when you see people like influencers or college students get free products or get compensated for posting about the products, like it's a real job and it's a real part of the industry. So I would definitely look into it, because I don't know, there's always just rumors that influencer marketing is going to go out of style, or like that it's not ethical or things like that. But you got to think about the fact that businesses are trying to find new avenues to spread their brand message and to get their products out there. And using people with their audience, having a following of an audience, is a great way for them to spread brand awareness. And yeah, get involved if you want it.
Yeah, I also don't think it'll go out. I think it's just going to change. Like when people are like, it's going to go out, like, no. It's just going to change platforms. Like right now, it's kind of in that shift between Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
So it won't go out.
Exactly.
Hopefully not.
And so speaking of another student ambassadorship, we worked for Red Bull.
Yes.
Yes. That one I feel like was more of an actual like marketing job.
It was a job, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it was directly under the marketing team for Red Bull.
Yeah. But it was really fun. So would you like to explain to the viewers what being a Red Bull Wings team member is?
Oh, I gladly explain. So this is honestly, like I can say right now, the best job I've ever had in my entire life. Not only do you get to make like your best friends, but you get to do so many different things. So we worked in the Austin market, meaning we basically just spread awareness when it came to Red Bull. If there was a new flavor, we would go sample it to different people. We'd go to businesses. We'd go to things like ACL, South by Southwest, and we were able to just hand out a bunch of Red Bulls. And it was so much fun. Like there's insane things you get to do. You get to go backstage. You get to go early to concerts and all of this other stuff. But it's really neat. And a lot of conversations come out of it too.
Yeah, I think I just like am thinking of so many moments with Red Bull that were just so fun. Like getting to go to MotoGP, that was super fun. And like, I don't know why MotoGP came to my mind actually. I was trying to think of famous people, but I never actually got to meet anyone famous.
I saw T.I. I took a picture with T.I.
At MotoGP?
No, South by.
Oh, it's South by.
MotoGP, I don't think I saw anyone. I just liked all the walking. Like, it was like a full-on workout at MotoGP.
Oh, yeah.
We had like our bags on, like hiking up the hill. It was so much fun.
I washed my hair in sewage water that day.
Why?
Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, it wasn't actually sewage water, you guys. It was the rain runoff, and basically I went to take a bite of my hummus and my hair flew into my mouth, and so it intercepted the hummus, and then it was raining outside, so all the rain runoff was falling into like this, what would be a sewage, you know what I mean? And so I ran down to it acting like it's a river, and I dipped my head in there and washed it off on shift, and that was like a 12-hour shift. Not premium at all, but like our boss loves that picture, so I'll let that live.
I did not know that happened.
Yeah, I don't know why I told that story of all stories, but I wanted it to be known that there's grit in that grind. Okay.
Oh yeah. It was tiring some days.
I think I want to talk about some of the funny things, like things that I would have never known without working for Red Bull, is that people ask for that backpack all the time. Like,
oh my gosh, all the time.
Anytime you see it. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it looks like a Red Bull can, but it is a insulated backpack that we stashed the Red Bull in when we're sampling. And yeah, people are just obsessed with it.
And it can fit like 32. So we like haul like 32 Red Bulls every single time we go on a shift. Like we haul that on our back. Yeah. But it's so much fun too, because like people, you do not understand how obsessed people are over this brand, this energy drink. Like people go crazy for it. And I think it's just so inspiring to see how a brand has really like penetrated so many different media outlets. They have so many different sports teams. They know how to create entertaining content, but like branding everything. Oh yeah.
And it's crazy to me like that it all leads back to an energy drink. You know what I mean? Like you'd think it's like, I don't know.
I mean, however, like they definitely like position themselves in a market to where like you see that and it's just so highly respected. Like it's insane. Like I still can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows it, even in other countries. People know exactly what it is. And I think that's so cool. Like to have a brand that everyone knows.
Totally. And like I think one of my biggest manifestations for 2019, this was last year, I really wanted a brand to take me to a festival. And so I'd always thought it would be Coachella. I really did. But instead, working for Red Bull, I was able to go to ACL both weekends. And I'm just really grateful for the fact that like a brand literally took me to a festival, no matter like how you look at it. So
yeah, I didn't even go into the concert and I had more fun because I went into the concert freshman year and actually like enjoyed it. But I like working for it, like just being there with Red Bull. Like it was cool. We were making people smile, like making people's day. And I didn't have to be like all smashed watching people jump up in a, what is that called? Mosh pit? A mosh pit?
Yeah, a mosh pit. Definitely. But yeah, so if you are also in college and you are interested in working on the student marketeer team, all you have to do is go to redbull.com/jobs. Yeah. So
something like that. Yeah. But there's like this position's open in almost every single like big hub city. Mm-hmm. There's a lot in Austin, or in not just Austin, but in like Texas. Like there's Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, like a bunch of different places, in other states too.
Yeah, totally. So there you go, Red Bull. You get your coin. Okay, so what like tips would you give someone that wants to start working with brands? Just because I mean, this whole conversation really has been about like how you've worked with brands and just all the clout you got under your belt, girl.
Oh, I don't know about clout, but I would basically say you have to hustle for it at first. Like even if you have, let's say 100, 200 followers, like you just started your Instagram, make a media kit. And a lot of people are like, what is this? Amanda can talk more about this, but she told me originally to make one. And then I reached out, I made an Excel sheet and wrote down like 30 different brands that I was interested in working with. And some of them were like a long shot and they didn't even respond. Some said straight up no, and then others, like, things worked out. But you can send them your media kit, and like I said, she'll kind of talk about that. And then basically just introduce yourself, sell yourself, tell them what you'd give them in terms of advertising, and just see if it'll work out. And even if it doesn't, it can lead to something. And once you start working with one brand, that's when the other ones will start flowing in and people will start reaching out to you.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. But speaking of
what a media kit is.
Yeah. So speaking of a media kit, it is simply put a social media resume. So you should have like your following for all of the platforms that you want to be an influencer on there. So like you'd put your TikTok, your Instagram, and your YouTube if those are the platforms you're wanting to create content for. Then you would obviously say how big your following is, maybe your engagement rate if you can calculate that. And then I would put in your most impressive statistics. So whether that be like your total amount of views on your YouTube channel, or maybe it's the amount of impressions you got on this really successful Instagram post. And then I would put all the brands you worked with. This kind of gives you credibility. And if a agent at a bigger brand sees that you've worked with other large brands, then you have more credibility and they are more inclined to work with you. But don't let that discourage you either. Like, you don't have to have brands on there. You should also have your audience demographic on there, because if you're reaching out to a US company, they may not want to work with you if your main audience is in UK. And then if you would like more in-depth details on how to make a media kit, you can go to theamandajewell.com/blog, and I have a whole how-to guide. So
Yeah, and you should definitely check that out, because not only is it like helpful, but it's in the end going to help you in so many different ways. And Amanda has advice that most people would never even think of. Like, it's insane, the stuff that she knows, and she's helped me build my brand and everything that I'm doing.
Thank you so much. So now talking about the future of Mads Rae Fit. Yeah, okay, that's exciting. So you're going to be posting on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And when you post on Instagram, like, what is it that you have, like, what criteria do you have for your content?
So I obviously want it to be like clear, and I feel like that's one of the big things for me, because right now I'm trying to work on aesthetic, because prior to me actually like turning this into like a brand and a lifestyle, I felt like it was just all over the place in terms of like the coloring and everything. So now I'm trying to make it to where like it's very like professional looking, not just with like my videos that I'm posting, but also like my food pictures, because I post a lot of healthy recipes for that. And so making sure that it's like good quality and stuff that people actually want to see, and that makes people like, oh my gosh, I want to eat that as soon as I see it. So recipes and food videos and workouts are the main things that I'll be posting on my fitness account.
Yeah, and so do you have any content strategy?
Yes and no. Like right now, I feel like I have one on my main page. Like I use Lightroom to do a lot of my like picture editing. And then as far as like, I guess, yes, I do have a content strategy. As far as that goes, that's mainly like making sure that I hit all of my criteria that I'm wanting to give out to people. Like not just workouts, but also food and recipes and how to make it. And then like grocery lists too. Like I have to think about, if someone says, okay, I want to completely change my lifestyle, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next year or something like that, year and a half, like whatever their goal is, I want to make sure that they're able to achieve it, but in a very healthy way, and not something that's going to make them like get an eating disorder or like end up in the hospital. Like I want them to do it to where it's a lifestyle and it's maintainable. So I have to give them the tools to get there. And that's with workouts, with food recipes, and then like pictures and everything, and tips too, advice.
Yeah, awesome. And then staying on the content strategy train, do you have any TikTok content strategy going on?
I do. So for TikTok, obviously, if you watch mine, you're like, okay, there's some like workout stuff, there's some food stuff, and then there's just like randomness.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be like me doing a voiceover or me attempting a dance. But basically, my strategy is I want to give out workouts, and I do that once to twice a week, and then I do a live workout every single week at 11:30, and then I post in my bio on what day I'm going to do it a week before. And then I also do food videos, I'd say like every other week, recipes every other week. But then occasionally I'll just throw in something funny, because people need some good laughs every once in a while.
Yeah.
So when I ever get like a random burst of energy to make a TikTok, I make sure to do that. And I put that up there as well. And those are probably, I'd say, like twice a week.
That's awesome. So hashtags on TikTok, do you feel like they're working right now?
I do feel like they're working if you don't overuse them.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, yes, it gets annoying like seeing a bunch of hashtags, but I feel like a lot of times it helps too. Because say someone's looking for like a easy workout to get abs, because I mean you can't really just like get abs from one workout, but say to like tone up your abs.
Yeah.
They'll search that, and a lot of times those hashtags are what will help make your videos pop up. So make sure when you're hashtagging, like yes, you can do maybe one trending random hashtag, but make sure you're also hashtagging what's related to the content or the video that you're posting.
Yeah. Thank you. That's good advice. Was there anything that you wanted to talk about?
I would basically, about health and fitness. If there's one thing that I could tell people, because a lot of people are like, how do I lose belly fat? How do I do this? How do I do that? And I feel like that for me is something that I struggled with for a while too. Like just figuring out how to do things. And I would always get really down on myself and like feel almost like depressed because I wanted to be like this big old influencer, but like I was having my own personal struggles. And it took me probably like 3 years to finally like accept myself and realize that like I am not ever going to look like a Victoria's Secret model. It's just not possible. I'm not even tall enough for that. But also like everyone's bodies are different. So when it comes to your fitness journey, when it comes to your like health journey, it's never about comparing. It's about you feeling the very best you can ever feel. So when you're happy with how you look, you're happy with the clothes and how they fit on you, like that is how you know you've reached success. It's not about whether or not you look like a certain person on Instagram. It's not about whether or not you look like a certain girl on TikTok. It doesn't matter. When you feel best in your own skin, that's how you know you're successful. And I think people need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I like that. And also kind of using that theme for just becoming an influencer. Like if you are making content that makes you feel good at the end of the day, like no matter how fast you're growing, like you are still growing. And I think that you should never have to portray to be a certain way on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube in order to grow an audience. And I know this, like, I totally just made your fitness thing into a metaphor for content creation, but I think it should be heard.
It should. And especially because, like, you don't want to post and be like, oh, I hope this goes viral. Like, obviously, at the end of the day, we want our stuff to get a lot of views and likes, but you should be posting because it's fun, because you enjoy it. You shouldn't be posting with the goal of, I want to get famous.
Yeah.
I think that's when you start getting more growth, when you just do it for fun and because you love it.
Totally. And I could see that because on days that actually, like, starting back at the beginning of TikTok, for example, I wanted to grow so bad that it was like I just couldn't grow. Like this was in October. And so then finally I was just like, whatever, like I quit, like blah, blah, blah. So I got on TikTok like in February, like first time in so long. And I just recorded myself like taking clothes back to Red Bull and like saying that I quit my job. And that was the first TikTok that went viral. And so I think when you stop thinking about it, it just like works out for you. And that happens again with like Cameron and I's TikTok of the air can. Oh my gosh, you guys. The TikTok video that like actually went viral for me, like over 3 million views, like 500,000 likes, is a video of Cameron and I on my birthday, actually, Angel Day, trying out oxygen in a can. So just all that being said, that video took like less than 15 seconds. There was no thought behind it. Posted it, and like then those videos that I'll try to really curate to go viral, and I'll spend hours, and then you get 20 views, and you're like,
yep,
I'm shadow banned.
And I have spent literally like 2 hours on a TikTok that did absolutely terrible. And other times I'll be like just like doing weird dance moves, and like you said, it'll go viral. Not that viral, but
whatever.
Below it.
Wait, question. So like you've had TikToks be taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have too, and basically it'll say like you disobeyed the community guidelines or whatever. And a lot of mine that get taken down like that have to do with a swimsuit. And so I know, do you have a similar situation?
Let's see. The one I got taken down was one had alcohol in it, so I understand that. Like a big handle of alcohol, like a giant tequila bottle. So I was like, okay, like respect, I get it, because there's younger people on there. And then my other one was me, like a bunch of worm videos, because I'm really good at the worm, not to like brag on myself.
That got taken down?
Yeah, but I put it back up.
Okay, good.
And it was okay.
But I thought there was one about your sports bra and it got taken down.
Oh, the first ever workout video I posted, it got taken down because I was in a sports bra. And I was like, oh, heck no.
That's exactly
so I did that thing where you can like go against it, I guess, or like not go against it, but like combat it, argue it, and they put it back up. But at first I was like kind of like, well, that's rude, because there's guys filming shirtless videos and I'm just out here trying to help people and give them a workout. So that was kind of annoying. But I think what it does is basically it scans your video, and if it sees anything that could be inappropriate, it flags it. So it was probably just an accident. I forgive you, TikTok.
All right. I was just wondering because I've had some swimsuit ones taken down, and then the other day I saw Kylie Jenner twerking in a swimsuit, and I was like, that's been up since April? Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to TikTok about that.
Yeah, we should. That's actually interesting. Maybe we should do a study on it.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Well, tying back to how to work with brands, you guys, I would say, Like, how do you find brands, Madison, that you want to work with? Because we've talked about all the brands right now, right? Okay. We're wearing Boohoo right now. We'll be taking pictures to post for Boohoo You. But on top of that, Madison brought vitamins.
Yes,
She brought vitamins today. Like, I'm telling you, this girl always has some brand deal going on. So, how do you find the brands that you want to work with, and how do you contact them?
Well, the past few that I've been working with have reached out to me, but that's only because in like the beginning of when I first started, like I was doing all the reaching out, and then just this past like year and a half, I have not reached out to a single brand. All of the brand deals that I've done have been through email. But what I did was I put my email in my Instagram bio. So when brands are like going through, like they automatically have my email and they're able to contact. And I also turned my Instagram into a business profile so that people can also contact through that way.
So you're saying that you have the business profile so they can email button you, right? Like the email action button. But then you're saying that you also have your email written out in your bio?
Yeah, so it's like a double way to contact. So they can easily just press it. Or if they're like looking on, say, their laptop, and I don't know if you can press that button off of a laptop, but they can just copy and paste too if they want to send it to other people.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's been really helpful, I feel like, in the past year and a half, just being able to easily get contacted by those brands.
Yeah, definitely. And whenever you do outreach to brands, do you go to their Instagram and DM them, or do you email them, or what?
I usually go to their website and I go to like their PR email or anyone who deals with like their social media, and I email that person. If I don't hear a response, say in a week, then I would go to their Instagram and message them because I already know if it's a big brand, they're probably receiving loads of Instagrams. So I usually hit them with the email to the main person who's in charge of social media.
Cool. And like, what does your email usually entail?
So I always attach my media kit, like what Amanda talked about earlier. I always attach that. Then I do a basic introduction, but instead of saying like, I want to work with you, I want to do this, I always say like what I can bring them. Like I tell them about how I've been building up my social media, what I'm passionate about, and then I go into saying like I'm confident that my audience will differ from the audience that you're catering to, or like give you a whole new exposure, like a whole new level of exposure. So basically just saying what I can offer them.
Yeah, and that is such a key point to reaching out to brands. Yes, it is important about who you are and what you do, but the most important is why they should work for you, which you will get them by what you will do for them. So just remember that, like, they don't owe you anything. I think in the past, I felt very, like, entitled. I'm like, I want to use your brand, so yeah. But, like, it's more about why you want to use their brand and what you're going to do to spread that brand's message. And also, like, are you aligning with the brand? Like, I've had a lot of personal, like, experiences of wanting to work with a brand that I haven't outwardly aligned with, like, if that makes sense. Like, I may have wanted to work with Outdoor Voices, but I don't have, like, athleisure on my account. Does that make sense? So my tip to that is, if you want to start working with a brand that doesn't want to work with you yet because you're not posting the content that they are looking for, start posting that content, because you can always reach out to a brand again later.
So true. That is good advice right there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
You're welcome.
So now I am on to the favorites of the week. So what have you been loving, or just like quarantine favorites, like any of the above?
Quarantine favorite? Like what I've been loving to do?
Just like things that you love. Like, you have a song you like, you have products that you're loving.
That's a good question right there. Oh, well, I have been loving going on walks with my sister and my mom.
There you go.
We go on these like daily walks, and they'll go from like either like 30 minutes to like an hour and a half.
That's awesome.
Like, there's one day my mom and I literally walked to Starbucks, which is outside of our neighborhood, like all the way on the main street. We had walked all the way down it. But I just love that time, being able to enjoy it with my family and just like treasure that time, because I know starting August, like, I'm going to be working full time. I'm not going to be able to come to Frisco every single weekend like I'm able to do right now. So that's something I've loved.
Awesome. Yeah. Are there any products you're loving?
Well, this is a product that I've loved since quarantine started, but now I'm rubbing it in everyone's face. But it's called Echinacea. So it's a homeopathic immunity medicine, and you take 4 of the little pellets a day. And I'm telling you guys, it keeps you healthy. I never, ever, ever get sick ever because I've been taking echinacea since I was, I think, a sophomore in college. And then I notice, like, when I don't take it, if there's, like, a week or a month where I don't take it, like, I'll start, like, feeling sick. I won't have as much energy. So echinacea, fantastic. Also, MCT oil powder. It's by HVMN.
Yeah.
They're great. And then, yeah.
Cool.
That's one of my favorites. It's Celsius drinks. I don't want to say that because, like, you know, Red Bull's always my number one. They always will be, but, like, Celsius drinks are really good, too.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't tried Celsius drinks. They remind me of White Claws. So.
A lot of people have been like, are you drinking a White Claw at 10 a.m.? And I'm like, no, it's a Celsius drink. But they're really good, and it's all, like, natural stuff, and that's what I appreciate. Not all natural, but majority.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I've been loving the Glossier under eye bubble wrap or something. It's like an eye cream it's a plumping eye and lip cream, which I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's just like placebo, but I put it on under my eye and on my lip. Good. Thank you.
Looks good.
On my lips before I went to bed last night. And like, I swear when I wake up, my lips look like, my eyes look like, so hopefully I didn't just blow out your speakers, you guys. But
so do you put it on before bed every single time?
Yeah, you put it on like when you wake up and when you go to bed.
Oh, Glossier. I've never tried their stuff, but like,
I love it.
You've talked about it before, and I think, have you posted for them or posted about them before?
I've posted about them because I am trying to reel them in. So
okay, well, you can post about them, and I'll go shop their products because I really need to.
Yeah, no, I'm all for supporting women-owned businesses. So, whoop, whoop. All right. Well, the last part of this podcast, I like to leave you guys with an affirmation that you can say throughout the week until the next episode. So today's affirmation is going to be, I possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful. So just know that everything you need is already within yourself. And if you are listening to this as an aspiring influencer or just a young girl trying to make it in the world, don't worry, we're right there with you. And you can do anything you want.
True that.
Do you have any last words, Madison? And remind them where they can find you and the future of Madison Rae Fit. Well,
Mads Rae Fit, MADS Rae Fit. And then my main Instagram is Madison_Hildreth, but Mads Rae Fit is all like my fitness, health stuff. And then YouTube, it will be Mads Rae Fit as well. TikTok, Madison Rae Hildreth, my full name. But thank you guys so much for supporting both of us on everything. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys too. We are some Longhorns, Hook'em UT, and you guys know you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at the Amanda Jewell. You can also watch me on YouTube, Amanda Jewell, and stream my podcast next week for another episode of Becoming an Influencer. But if you are just not getting enough yet, make sure to buy my ebook, which is what this podcast is based off of. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye. We need everyone to know that Madison just hit 20K on TikTok. I was unaware of this during the podcast, so I had to come back on. Madison, how do you feel about hitting 20K on TikTok?
I feel very thankful for everyone that's following me. Thank you.